Hi there. I'd like to take a couple minutes to talk about how the Republican Party is becoming the party of the working class. We saw that yesterday when Donald Trump convened a cabinet meeting to, quote, celebrate American workers in advance of Labor Day, where he and his whole cabinet stressed the absolutely central role of American workers in our economic revival. And I think this is the key to winning the 2026 elections. I'm Susan Kokinda, and 6 months ago, I was elected the coalition's vice chair for the Michigan Republican Party because I knew this shift was necessary and I saw it coming. When the UAW went out on strike in 2023, I drafted a leaflet, President Trump's Message to Auto Workers, which was produced by Promethean PAC and which we distributed at Detroit area UAW picket lines. There we saw the depth of support for Trump's policies to defend auto jobs with tariffs and to end the crazy EV and green mandates. We knew then that mobilizing this layer was the key to a 2024 victory. I worked with Auto Workers for Trump founder Brian Panabaker in the rallies that he held at auto plants throughout 2024. I produced a half-page flyer which highlighted the Republican Party platform's pledge, the new platform's pledge, to return the GOP to its roots as the party of industry, manufacturing, infrastructure, and workers. So throughout 2024, we focused on these key blue-collar areas like Macomb County, which is where Brian Panabaker is, and Wayne County, which includes Detroit, and the traditional blue-collar Democratic communities that are down the river from Detroit. Now, Macomb County delivered a decisive 70,000 vote margin for Trump. But Wayne County, while it's still predominantly blue, shifted more votes from Democrat to Republican in 2024 than any other county in the country. And it was blue-collar votes and the dramatic swing of Muslim and Arab Americans in places like Dearborn and Hamtramck that delivered Michigan to Trump. Now, this is a really important lesson for other blue states and blue areas. Don't fall for the loser strategy that says ignore these strongholds because you can't win. Recognize that by moving votes out of the Democratic column into the Republican column, you can change an entire state like we did here in Wayne County. And that then lays the basis for winning these local areas in the future. So consolidating this new blue-collar base for the Republican Party is key to 2026. Now, Trump and his entire team are clear. The Republican Party is now the party of workers. It's a new party. It's a new political realignment. His whole cabinet is on point, from Treasury Secretary to Labor Secretary to Trade Ambassador. They prioritize policies that are going to bring back manufacturing jobs, that are going to raise both wages and living standards for working Americans and restore the economic foundations of the American dream. All of their policies, from tariffs to unleashing American energy production to channeling direct investment into manufacturing, and very important, to building up our skilled trades workforce, have one goal: restore American economic sovereignty and bring back the kind of jobs where one income can raise a family. Now, that's why I produced this new half-page flyer, which is already circulating in tens of thousands of copies in swing states like Michigan and Pennsylvania. The front side features the rise of the new Republican Party, Trump's statement that he's proud to be the president of workers and not outsourcers, of Main Street and not Wall Street. The backside highlights Trump's policies on tariffs, America First economics, reshoring, and his defense of Social Security. We contrast that to the uniparty policies of Wall Street, which are the policies of free trade, globalism, sacrificing Social Security and Medicare while bailing out Wall Street, and the resulting destruction of the middle and working class. I'll put a link explaining how you can get a copy of this under the video. I'm convinced that if we can get this message across in 2025, before we get into the hot phase of electioneering, we're going to lay the groundwork for victory. First, by educating the MAGA base itself. But second, and this is really important, educating and recruiting candidates who understand this message. I don't want to end up in November with a passel of Republican candidates who don't understand what Donald Trump is doing. And third, by consolidating and growing the working class base of the new Republican Party. Now, Trump is not going to be at the top of the ticket in 2026, so we better make sure that his policies are at the top of the ticket in 2026. And that's what's going to make this election too big to rig, and we can continue our economic rebirth. So let's get out there and organize with this great message.